Welcome back. I knew this day would come someday. Kelby and I was outside playing with the RC trucks, and then it happened. He was going full speed, and he hit the wall head on. And guess what happened? That's right. Steering servo stripped. I knew it was going to happen one day, so luckily I was prepared. And I've got one of those Amazon Metal Gear servos here. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to install this into my two-wheel drive Armored Granite. Luckily I knew this would happen, and I've heard a lot of people say good things about these servos, so I ordered one. I just never got around to putting it in, and now that this one is stripped out, what a perfect time to put it in. So let's go ahead and get started. So to get the servo out, you got to flip it over, and there's 4 screws right here. Then there's 2 screws here. You take that plate off, and there's another 2 screws underneath it, and this whole plate comes out, and then that'll get you to the servo. Now, I already loosened the screws up and everything because I wasn't sure how to take it out before. So I took it apart to figure out how to do it, so all these screws are just loosely in. So we'll just go ahead and get started and get all of them out of the way. Now that we got those 6 screws apart, what we're going to do is move this down, and that'll reveal 2 more screws that we got to take out. Now we got all those screws off, all we're going to do is just lift up on this skid plate. And he actually did hit it hard enough. He did crack it right here. I'm going to reuse it. I know they sell metal ones on Amazon. I might order some and change them out. But as right now, I'm just going to put this one right back on. Now you see our servo is sitting right down there. And all you got to do is lift it right out. Take the battery flap. And then the wires go down to the radio, which I got dangling right down here. I got to find a new way to mount it. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect that, and then we'll take it out. Now that we got our cord disconnected, we can go ahead, and I'm going to tilt this right here. There's 2 little slots right here, one here and one here. And then your servo, you can just grab it and you pull it out. And then you're going to have to take these blocks off of each side. And we're going to have to put them on our new one. And then here's all of our steering linkage here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead, and actually I'm going to take it off because we should have a new steering linkage. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what I need to swap over to the new servo, and we'll get it all swapped over and we'll get it installed. But here you can see, you can hear that. He stripped the gears right out of it. Now hopefully with this new one being the metal gears, hopefully we don't have that issue again. Now here's a side-by-side look at them. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take these off, transfer those to this one on the new one, and then you can see how that's brass there. We're going to go ahead and you can hear that. What he did was I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I already got it unscrewed. He didn't strip this plastic out. He actually stripped it out inside of the servo. But right there is a good comparison. You can see how the one's metal and the other one's plastic. So hopefully this one will last a lot longer. Now, just for the time's sake of the video to be short, I didn't show you how to do all this, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Take your screws out, your blocks come off, and switch it all over. So that's what it looks like all switched over. So the next thing we got to do is put our steering horn on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the battery and grab the radio. That way I can hook this up, and I can turn it on and make sure that this is straight and centered, so I got even steering going both directions. Okay, now I got everything hooked up, and I'm just checking my steering right now. I don't know if you can see it, but you can hear it. Looks like I got even steering on there. So that's why I wanted to check here real quick. Make sure I was dead center. So now I'll put the steering horn on. Fortunately for my application, I'm not going to be able to use this steering arm. I'm going to have to go with the factory plastic one. This one is just way too long, and that kind of sucks, but I got limitations, so I got to go with the plastic one. But at least the gears inside of this are metal, so if anything does strip, it'll be this arm, and those are easy to replace. Alright, so I'm going to reach down here, and I'm going to pull the whole steering assembly up here to snap this in. Just makes it a lot easier to do that. And then to put it back down, there's a bunch of holes right here. You just line these pins up with the holes to line them back up, and that'll get you set up here. So I'll go ahead and get those all lined up here. And then we will drop our servo down in. Get it lined up here. Of course, looking through a camera, nothing wants to line up. Alright. Now we got that all lined up. So we can go ahead and start putting our skid plates back on. Now we're just going to get our skid plate lined back up here. Make sure everything fits and lines up. And once we do that, we'll just start putting all the screws back in. I don't know why, but these two screws are kind of a pain in the butt to get lined up. So I went ahead and got them started off camera, just because it makes it so much easier than trying to reach around and get them started. But once you do that and get them started, then they go in pretty easy. Alright, now that we got all of our bolts in here, let's go ahead and we're going to flip it over, get all the electronics hooked up, and we're going to see how it works. Alright, I'm going to turn the transmitter on. We're going to power it up here. Alright, and let's see if it does. Alright, now we got our steering back. Oh, next time you'll see this, we'll be outside tearing around in the driveway again. Well, I'll leave a link down below for y'all to go check this out on Amazon. Of course, that makes everything on this truck now that's electronic from Amazon. The servo, the radio, the ESC, the motor, and the battery, I've all gotten from Amazon for this $40 Facebook pickup truck that I got. Well, that's all I got for today. Don't forget to check the links down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all on the next one.